Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike coming at you with the weekly news and review for February 1st, 2026. 2026, and the first of the month only falls on a Sunday, once in a blue moon. We're not going to see this again until next month. But talk about the weather. It's going to freeze again, and then it's going to melt. So I'm going to call it melting news because that's what I'm expecting for the next week. And with that, if you talk about the weather, that means you have nothing to talk about. There's so much to talk about. It's crammed, jam-packed, full. Another week, another Optimus Prime. But this is actually the one getting released, and people are getting it in their hands. And my actions speak louder than my words. I'm not buying it, but I will talk about it. NECA is putting back out this. Well, this is like a short run. I don't know exactly the story behind this. It's just like slapped me in the face on Facebook. And then I looked into it, and $60. You can get this set for $60. I'll let you know where and how. And originally it was $100, and then you had to pay NECA and shipping and tax, and it was like $110 or something. And then okay, changeables are out at the McDonald's. First 4. Boobot's next. My wife wants that one, but I just quick thing. I'm not gonna come back to that. Just let you know about those things. Then we get. Oh gosh, this is funny. Somewhere along here, I think Retro Toyscapades brought this up, but Pulse of Play, I guess Hasbro's going to possibly give an award to loyal subjects for product launch of the year. That is beyond insane. That is insane and beyond insane. I can't make that stuff up. And then Mattel with their new Legends Rise reimagining the DC toy line, and I will say a couple of things about this, but I just really want to put it out there that I like the way these look. I like them. And these aren't even the premium collector line figures. And speaking of premium collector line figures, movie figures coming in a lot more from Masters of the Universe. I thought about making a whole video about this, but I was just too busy at a toy show all Saturday, so didn't have time for that. And Star Wars, there's not a whole lot of Star Wars news. In fact, actually very little Star Wars news. And hey, guess what? I outed Walmart for fraud, and people unsubscribed to me for that. And I think I'm the only person in the world even talking about this situation, this issue. I think less than 20% of American citizens even know it's an issue. So guess what? I'm going to talk about it a little bit more right after the Transformers news before we get into all the other stuff. Coming up. Starting out with what's new at Show Z, what's coming in stock, and this is the, let's get the exact name for it, it is the Takara Tomy T-Spark Altered Nano NX Alt Frigate and AA Caval box set. Now, here's the thing that got me kind of perplexed. It showed up the pricing was $130, and I'm seeing this vehicle. It's kind of a semi-transforming vehicle. It's not really a transformer, but it's converting. It's more like Mask. And BBTS and even TF Source have them cheaper than this. That's because those are just the cycle by themselves without the figure. So that's what made sense to me. I had to get that figured out. $130. They're billing me now. I'm paying for that. I'm going to be reviewing this, comparing it to the Spiral Zone cycle. BW TW 1037 Transformers Bumblebee Blitzwing. This is the Bumblebee Blitzwing. It is scale 4 sizing of others. So it's like the live action movie. It is 6.69 inches tall, and it comes with a figure, weapon, 2 missiles. But it is $25. So I guess it's kind of like, I'm guessing this is sort of a fourth party, but I don't know, because I don't follow the live action movie stuff nearly as close as I should, because, well, I'd have to kind of buy all this stuff to know it as well. But it looks spot on to the movie, and it kind of feels like it's more in the Hasbro scale. This caught my attention from Magic Square. It's the MSB46SG Shattered Glass Light of Victory Optimus Prime. And the thing about this is that I actually thought it was the Masterpiece one, though this is Legends, and it does say Legends scale, 4.33 inches tall, and it is $43 if you want to get it. And here's the kicker, 8 cents shipping, so the shipping is coming down. Anyway, that's some cool stuff at Show Z. Remember, TH, support the reviewer if you want to help the channel out. I'm going to have some link down below for stuff. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about some other stuff here. I don't know the prices on these from Show Z. They're usually $5 cheaper. This is Pulse, I believe. So the Missing Link Grimlock, I've seen it somewhere for $150. Pulse has it for $120. I believe that's where this one was from. So I just want to showcase that in case anyone's curious about pricing on all of this stuff. Also over at BBTS, $125 for this MPG-20 Hot Rod, so it's not as expensive as people were initially thinking. It was going to be $150 also, so Are these prices cheap? No. They're just not 150. That's all I'm gonna say. Headliner story, and there's a whole lot more. This is just seems to be what is capturing most people's attention this week, so I'm going to talk about it first. This is the Optimus Prime Style Gen. This is coming from Takara. This is their new 4th version of Optimus Prime that they put out, and there's the box. And there it is. Now, first of all, I just want to say this. I'm not buying this. It's like $180 or something. I'm not spending $180 on this, and I probably will get the KO. I don't feel like I need this in my collection. But now, with that out of the way, I do want to say that I think that it looks pretty cool. It's got some cool features to it. It has some interesting points to it. And it's kind of a blend of everything. It's all kind of blended together. Transformation is relatively simple. There's a lot of clutter on the back, but that's clutter of stuff for storage. This is kind of a new direction they're going, where you can have everything stored on them. Even though in a way it is kind of tacky. I would never display it like this. I'd rather just toss them in a baggie and a tote or something, whatever. But back in the box is kind of the way I do things. But that is how it looks from behind. There's the alt mode, and you can cram jam all that stuff on there too in the alt mode, and it is kind of incorporating these just plugins, these holes you can plug it into, which is not truly Masterpiece. So it's Style Gen, and it looks actually pretty clean alt mode, but definitely not super classic. This is the one second from the left, and it's a little taller than MP10 and MP44, definitely shorter than MP01, and you can see how it incorporates the style of all of them into this one, and it does look pretty cool. I still prefer a more classic look like MP44. I actually still prefer the look of Magic Square, but I can appreciate this enough that I would get a KO. So that's where I'm at. I'm not putting my money down on this. I'm a little interested in, though. I would really like to take a look at it, but at the same time, when you've already got like 8 Optimus Primes in the Masterpiece scale, it's like, I'm not clamoring for this, but I am excited for the fan toys. Right, this upgrade kit's coming from Magic Square, starting to show up, and people are very excited about this. This is via Calvin on, what is this, Blockies? It's from Blockies. But anyway, showing this looks really good. And yeah, it's okay. So that, I think the small one is the Blockies in there, so that's kind of cool. But it's kind of showing before it gets all the gear on. Here's a picture from Jimmy Hauser from Tmnt 2005, and it shows the gear on and 3D printed parts. Now, I don't think these are the same ones that are the Liberation kit, but still very clean, very cartoon. I like the look of this. So just kind of some fun stuff that's out there with all this. I did break down. I am buying the kit. I am going to review the kit. And I am probably going to display it like that. And retraction from last week, if you buy 3D printed parts and you buy the kit, you still need to figure out something about hands. I was wrong. I was wrong on that. All right, we got Red Furto 97 showing a picture of this FT32 Gargantuous or Gaudy, well, whatever. Gaudy? The figure's Gaudy. And this is in the combined mode. Now, the reason it's a big deal for it to be in the combined mode is because of the fact people kind of want to get a size comparison for it, like get an idea of how big it's going to be when it's fully done, and then that's how big it's going to be, sort of. You can see the head, you can see all this. It's very cartoony, and yet still real world, very, very fans toys-ish. Now, this is another one from Ratchet 2017. TFW 2005, and shows the arm connected to it. The other thing that we have is the leg, which was the first one that came out. Coming along relatively well. Halfway there, and it's looking pretty good. And what I hear is the arm connection is very solid. This is a 3D printed 86 movie Daniel via Alphamec 3 of TFW, and it looks amazing. Also, this was painted. I'm not exactly sure how he painted it, if he had an airbrush or if he did it all by hand, but it looks fantastic. The paint job on this is phenomenal. This isn't something that I wouldn't be able to paint it this well either. So this is phenomenal. This is outstanding. And some people are trying to say the future of collecting is going to be just printing your own stuff. I think that's going to probably be something that down the road might be 25% of collecting. I don't think it'll take it over completely, but this looks very promising. So from Takara, this is something that's a successor to Vinyl Tech with T-Spark and Denki Hobby. Thanks to them, this Transformers Overgear series, Ironhide and Blackout, OG01 and OG02, OGOD. Anyway, That's something they're doing, a new line, I guess. And if you're into this, then if you remember the vinyl tech, I guess it's kind of like the alternators in a way, and that stuff was fun for the time, for the era. I'm curious how big of a following this has in 2026. So we got something that's kind of interesting. This is YOLO Park, and this is AMK series line of easy to build affordable model kits, no diecast or LEDs, different from the AMK Pro line with good articulation range and detailed sculpt. And then they should be around 20 centimeters tall for combiners, which is kind of strange. Computron and Defensor. I seriously don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it. Are they going to be the same size as Optimus Prime and Megatron? I don't understand. I don't get it. Just doing the math on that. So looking at the picture, it's really hard to see that they're any bigger than the other ones they've been making, but I don't know. They look okay. Just shouldn't they be at least, 50% bigger, twice the size, something like that? I mean, they look like they're bigger according to this picture, but according to what they're saying, I guess that was just kind of a canned response on what AMK is, but they're not combiner sized in my opinion. Anyway, will be something interesting to see how they stack up. Oh, and check out the Optimus Primal and the Dinobot. I really think the Dinobot is the biggest win out of all of these, and I do like Beast Wars, but I like G1 stuff the most. But this kind of took the show, in my opinion, the Dinobot. Then we got two more members of the mini team here, and so we're getting to see, what is this? Is this a Soundwave and a Jazz? I thought we've already gotten those in the minis, but it's Wave 2 prototypes of the YOLO Park BMK series and beginner model kit. So I guess that's a little different than their minis. It's another week, another scale and toy line. It's taller than their minis. Alright, DNA Designs making this DK80 Omega Commander upgrade kit for the HasLab Omega Prime. I've heard there's some issues with it. I didn't order this. I don't have it. I think it's a great looking set, but I heard it had issues. So what this does, it's supposed to come out in May and pre-order by February 12th, I guess. Shoulder gap filling parts, waist enhancement. I heard that's issues with waist. Hand back gap filling parts, and brand new articulated hands for the combined mode. Side skirt connector parts, abdominal part for the combined mode, designed to prevent lack of structural support after combination. So trying to prevent that. Gauntlet weapon part, newly designed foot grounding parts, shoulder cannon connection parts, ladder truck connection parts, great sword connection parts, and some people are rumoring that this is DNA Designs is actually Hasbro just juicing us on the back end. I thought that was the funniest rumor ever. All right, so we got some comparisons here, and in all reality, I should know this because I have one of them, but Magic Square MS B61 Adjutant with MSB04 transporter, and the New Age Toys H27W Conquest and 28 Octavian. So I really don't know what's what. Here's how I'm going to tell you what's what. I'm getting both. I really didn't want to, and I mulled it over for 2 weeks, all the way down to the last minute, and I decided to get them both. I'm going to do a comparison video comparing and contrasting the new age, and the new Magic Square side by side. Even though I'm pretty darn content with my old Magic Square, I think it'll be a fun video, and they're really not too expensive to do that, even though it took me a while. And with that, what does it matter? Because I think people really need to know what they're getting for the money and which one's better, which one I like more. I'll make a recommendation in that video. Now we've got it's MPH, those Galaxy Toys Mini Seekers via Mang Motion, and it's showing all the different colors they've got going on so far. Here's the deal. If they're making these cheap enough that they're about $10 each, which is about core class pricing, these are around core class size, maybe slightly smaller. You can just get them however you want, but the intricate detail on these for being so small is phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. But very, very impressive that they made them this good, this small for Seekers. And, you know, why does Next Transboss make Seekers? I asked that question Friday. All right, Shintu Toy Box is showing us the Junkion Jalopy. Guess what? I saw this in person at Toy Show. So I was pretty happy with that. It was kind of fun to see it. I could have bought it. I didn't because I'm not really doing the Hasbro so much, and my Transformer son wasn't with me, and my Star Wars son was. So we actually bought more Star Wars than Transformers. But this was fun to get to see it in hand. I just want to say this. It's bigger than I thought it would be. That's all I've got. Well, this week we saw the official MTE More Than Meets the Eye collection, Optimus Prime Megatron Live. This is shameful. I saw MTE like 20 times, and I never even questioned what it was. I was just whatever. And I was watching a non-Transformer live stream. People that never talk about Transformers just happened to just mention it. And they were like, what? I looked this up to what it was. And More Than Meets the Eye. I was like, oh, wow. I learned what it was from a non-Transformers live stream. I should have kept that to myself. Anyway, this is Battle Damaged, Optimus Prime and Megatron from that great scene. Last week I showed the clips of all of... I guess I could throw it back in here again. I'll probably still have them. The clips of Megatron throwing that shard. It's a rounded shard into Optimus Prime. These are the beginnings of the, what do you call this? The cash grabs? Yeah, cash grabs. Shameless cash grabs. There it is. And if you are curious if what your Prime's going to look like when there's no shard in him, he's got a hole. Got a hole in his grill. Ice in his grill, no hole in his grill, and it can only be filled by you, Megatron's shard. I would think they'd have some sort of plug to put in it that would look like, I don't know. It's a cool idea, though. And this same gimmick is on all the Masterpiece Optimus Primes, I guess, dating back to, what, MP44? So, via the HKTF Facebook group, we have first in-hand images of the 5-pack Hound. I mean, the Transformers More Than Meets the Eye collection deluxe Hound, and it looks okay. It's fine. I got a couple things to say about this. Number one, this is a Target exclusive, which I missed the first go around. That was Target exclusive. Target had them up for pre-order. They sold out right away, and then while they were sold out, Target decided to put it on sale. So it was originally out for the $25, the old school price. Well, old school. The the 2.3 year pricing of these to be $25, and then they put them on sale down to $20, and nobody could order for $20 because it was sold out, and it's still sold out. And then now they've decided to go ahead and put it back up to the full 28, which is what everyone else is charging now for these deluxe figures. And yeah, that's story time. But there's a 3D printed one made by Robot Kibble. And yeah, Robot Kibble. That looks phenomenally better. It is for the deluxe class. Of course, he painted it himself. He had to make this himself. But I think it looks way better than what Hasbro did at the same time here. I mean, I understand. If you're collecting the Hasbro stuff, you're going to get what Hasbro makes. But, man, just wondering what you can do with the 3D printed one. Sure, if he were to make it for you, it would cost more than $28. But I just wanted to throw this out there. And I've seen this 3D printed one a little bit this past week, but I think it looks really good for it just being 3D printed, and I'm not even sure who created the files. All right, so we've got pictures of the Age of the Primes Deluxe TFP Smokescreen stock images, and it looks like Smokescreen when he's 70. Am I right? More Age of the Prime stuff. This is the Leader, Liege, Maximo, and Voyager Nexus Prime. First look. I think they both look great. I know that the Liege Maximo is more of an organic type of character, and they kind of nailed it. It almost looks like Quintesson head going on there. And I'm wondering if I could get... I don't think I can get them both. Yeah, I don't think I can get them both in alt mode. Here's one of the alt modes, and it kind of looks like, what, a squawk box? Is that what that looks like? The cassettes when they transform into that thing, that's sort of what it looks like, right? In a way. But yeah, there's that one, and then we've got one more alt mode coming up, which is gonna look a little more organic than that. There it goes. That's the other alt mode, which kind of interesting. Kind of Danzig head look to it. Looks like the Danzig skull, in a way, doesn't it? All right, so not as much Transformers news as I thought. Now, gonna get into this. People, I think 3 people told me why they unsubscribed, but I kind of looked at my metrics, and I'm like, people are really mad at me about this video. So real quick, my wife ordered a computer for my son for his birthday after we just spent a crud ton of money on property tax, Christmas, all that kind of stuff. December is a $10,000 a month for me. Destroys me. And I'm like, we're spending money on birthday gifts down the road. It never even dawned on me. It never even dawned on me that she would be buying it from a third-party seller. And even if she did, Walmart should back this up. If a fraudulent third-party seller is there, it's their platform, it's their legal requirement to make me whole. Well, they basically refused to. She called them up the first day. They said it takes 2 days. You gotta wait 2 days. She called back after 2 days, and she was like, "Hey, it's never arrived. This computer never arrived, even though it says delivered." And they were like, "Well, we sent it to the wrong department, so we need 10 more days." And then after 10 days, she calls back up. She's like, "Oh, well, it's still processing and working on it." And then she gets this denial email. So she calls back about that. No, that's just our mistake. No, it's not really denied. We're processing it. We give it the full, basically 2 weeks into it, I take over and I call them up, and I'm furious about this. And they admitted to me that we're defrauded. There's nothing we can do about it other than go to our bank and have our bank do a chargeback. I never thought that we could be defrauded on Walmart.com. And never. I searched everywhere on the internet. I can't find anybody else talking about this. I'm the only person that I can find talking about this. And I guarantee you, most people don't know that there's a very high probability that you will not get a computer if you order on Walmart.com. It will not show up. And here's what they did. The scammers, somehow they can access tracking numbers and upload a tracking number coming to your zip code. That's going to be like within that week, because it felt like it took forever for them to upload a tracking until they found one of something coming our way. And then they uploaded it so it looks like it's delivered even though it wasn't. I had the benefit of actually ordering something from eBay that was delivered by the same delivery service that day, but mine came 3 hours after that item said it was delivered. And so, I mean, I've got so much proof on this. I just don't understand why. And now our credit card company is saying it could take us 60 days to get it back if we get it back. The $650 isn't the end of the world for me. The $10,000 a year we spend at Walmart that we will not spend anymore, well, they're not going to miss it. But I hope nobody that watches my channel gets defrauded by Walmart.com, because I got the message out. And if you unsubscribe because of it, bye, Felicia. Door's going to hit you where the good Lord split you. But this I got from, was this the Full Force podcast? Now, I'm not exactly sure where you're going to get it. It's going to be like a convention exclusive. This is Super 7 and the Reaction Plus, and this is a Cobra Commander with a comic book. And yeah, this is the 5th Cobra Commander they made, my understanding. And this line is hot to trot. And people love it. People are liking it. And I like it. And I think that, I do believe there are more, if you split up the Joe collectors, there's more O-ring collectors than classified collectors. But I think a lot of O-ring collectors got everything they wanted and it spilled over into classified. Now that O-ring stuff is back, I think they're still sticking with the O-rings. But $25 is a lot of money. The exclusive's probably more. All right, we got the new Legends Rise Mattel Reimagines DC toy line. These are, okay, I'm getting this information from JC at TNI News, and he says that these are going to be like $13, and they have a decent amount of articulation. In fact, I've got some of the cheap like $10 wrestling figures that they're terrible for articulation. But I'm not an articulation buff, so it's not the end of the world to me. And I'm not really big into the wrestling, so, you know, doesn't really matter. But these look good. I would really only want to upgrade my basically Kenner superpower shelf if I could get some that look better than the ones that I have. And for the $13 price point, I'm game. But it makes me wonder, what is their collector line going to look like? This is the kitty stuff. And they're not putting the collector line out just yet, from my understanding, is because of the fact that we still have McFarlane dabbling in that area. So there it is. So I guess McFarlane is going to kind of pick up where Hasbro failed when it comes to sports action figures. This is the articulated NHL, the hockey figures, but I think they're going to be doing them all. I think they're going to do all of the starting lineup type of figures. I don't know, and there's rumors. I've heard some rumors here and there about this and that, and this is the tactile pictures of tactile stuff that's getting made that we have to talk about for now. I'm not in on any of this stuff. I did buy some of the Hasbro stuff for like $8 each or something, $6 each at Ollie's, but I'm not really into them that much. It's not my jam. But some people are into this stuff, and it is some people's jam, and so I'm happy for them. I am. And with McFarlane making it, you better believe it's just, he's gonna make a ton of these. I don't know how he's gonna get around licensing or just pay it. I don't know how much they're gonna cost, but impressive. Guess he's got to do something now that he can't just make 42 Batmans a week. So I wasn't going to talk about this, but why not? Why not? This is Kpop Demon Hunters figures by Hot Toys. Now, when I originally started looking at this, I thought, what are these going to be, like $30? Well, who's making these? And when I saw Hot Toys, I said, no way they're going to be making like $300 figures. They are $260 each, while Rumi is priced at $280. So it's Zoe, Mira, and Rumi, or is it Rumai? I don't know. I don't know anything about this at all whatsoever. But Hot Toys is making it, and it ain't cheap. All right, so what's going on here with this NECA stuff? This is the NECA Mirage Comics Triceraton Soldier preview, and it's showing 4 soldiers. I'm guessing you have to buy just 4 of them to get 4 soldiers. I'm guessing. Is that how it is? The preview looks to be a Triceraton Soldier from the comics. The preview was released to celebrate the birthday of Tmnt co-creator Peter Laird. More details to be released soon. And it's very interesting and fun. And like, it's almost like NECA just never stops with the turtles. And well, you know who's going to have to stop with the turtles? Playmates. Nightmare on Elm Street from Mezco 112. This is fascinating, and speaking of NECA, I'm going to just stick with my NECA. My NECA Freddy Krueger. This Freddy Krueger, it's got all the stuff listed here, but it was originally priced at $80, and then this reissue comes at $120. So you don't have to spend 1 penny on tooling, but you're going to charge $40 more. They learned that from Fans Toys. And yeah, Mezco learns it from Fans Toys, mimics the pricing structure, or is it pricing structure, or is it more of a gouging structure? Okay, gouging structure. This is Deadpool and Dogpool. If you want the cutest, ugliest cute dog in existence, then I guess you're gonna have to pony up $40. But you know, what good would it be to even talk about this without a close-up on the dog? Because you're not buying it for Deadpool. Well, I wouldn't be buying it for Deadpool. I'd be buying it for dog. I don't need more than one Deadpool. I got a blue Deadpool. That's all I need. I'm good. I don't even have a red Deadpool in my collection anywhere. My son does it. I got a blue one that I got for $10. Thought it was cool. Kind of want the dog. So NECA's teasing Muppets. And so let me give you the positives. NECA's going to be doing Muppets figures. Let me give you the negatives. Why don't you finish your Dungeons and Dragons line? Oh, okay. Nobody wants to buy it, I guess. But why don't you finish that? Why don't you continue with what's going on with Gargoyles? Oh, never mind. Did you lose a license? But they're going to go after Muppets now. For whatever reason. I mean, I'm sure there's a market. And I'm sure they're going to look amazing. Those are two things. I guess they're killing it with Sesame Street. So I believe this is the first ever action figure Comic-Con in Toronto, Canada. And this is Ramen Toy. And you get to see their 3.0, which should be coming out pretty relatively soon. I'm looking forward to that. And you can see all the other things that's going on here, as we see with the Mobula and all that. And we got some sort of a fantasy hero, muscly hero character back there. We've got some pilots in here. We've got a Machina, Mad Hawkins mask going on there. We've got some other stuff. Pretty fun. But I will say this. Ace seems to be the first person to break the news about Motu with the pictures of what he saw at this Spielwaren Messen. I messed that up. But the convention in Germany. Spielwaren Messe. There it is. Did I say it right? I got it right. Anyway. Exclusive. Entertainment exclusive. Entertainment Weekly? Is that still a thing? That's still around? Okay. So, they're coming out with this new line. Basically, there's a lot of stuff going on. According to T9 News, Mattel is kind of ending Masterverse, and it's all going to be closer to a true 1/12 and not the 7-inch figures. I wonder if that has anything to do with them getting back the DC license, and they're going to make them all like cohesive scaling across all of it. I don't know. Don't know all the details. I guess we'll find out when they get them all in hand. You know, it is what it is. Here's the He-Man from the movie and the Battle Cat from the movie. And yeah, looks all right. This one is the Man-at-Arms, or Duncan. And pretty good looking figure. Which, I guess I'll just get right into it. It seems like every time a movie comes out, there's hype and excitement for a brand. And people see the movie stuff and it's like, it's all right. But what I really want is what I had as a kid, or what the cartoon characters. That's what always happens. And the movie characters are okay. They perform okay. But they don't perform as well as retroactively, this is Tila, as maybe getting the cartoon figures. So if I'm going to finish my cartoon collection in Origins, I'm going to have to do it pretty soon. Before the movie comes out. That's the way I feel. I might be wrong. I've been trying to just get it all on clearance, which might not be as easy once the movie's out. Triclops. This is Skeletor, and I think they did Skeletor solid. I said it last week, though, so just reiterating last week's talking points. Everybody calls this Celine Dion Evelyn. Evelyn Celine Dion. But Evelyn, I think it's a good looking figure. I mean, I don't know if it matches the actress so much, but I'm not bothered by it. Here is Trapjaw, and I think he looks good. So, all that being said, here they are as a nice collage that's put together by Toy Arc for your viewing pleasure and my enjoyingly being lazy with not wanting to. Well, I guess I showed all the pictures. Blast Tack's up right now on order, not pre-order, order in stock, I think, at Mattel Creations. I have yet to order that, so I got to backtrack. I think I'm at 9 releases I haven't bought yet, and yeah, and they were on clearance for like $12. I still didn't buy them. So I feel kind of stupid. I'm waiting for the next clearance sale. Some of them are going to start selling out. Some stuff starting to sell out on Mattel Creations, by the way. And I may miss out. I know that $7 shipping just, ooh, it stings. So, but here's the packaging shot. Motu is coming back in a big way. This, let me just put it like this. I didn't make a video talking about the trailer. Maybe I should have, because almost everybody's hitting like 30,000 views for talking about the trailer. I'm shocked that there's that much. I mean, why not just watch the trailer? No, everyone wants to hear everybody else talk about the trailer. It's impressive. But there it goes. So there's a lot of hype for this movie. Hope it does well. If you're sick of paying $23 for your Masterverse figures and it's just really getting on your nerves, because like today I just actually picked up a Mosquitor Masterverse. They're sold out on BBTS. Maybe they're back in stock. I don't know, but they were sold out last I checked. And I was like, well, I'll just get it now. It's at a Walmart for $23. And it pained me to buy it at a Walmart, by the way, after Walmart screwed me over. But you could go to Mondo and you can get this figure. It is 1/12 scale. Pre-orders open January 27th, so that's already gone by. Maybe they're sold out. I don't know. $120 for the same scale. That's Mondo doing what Mondo do with the 2000X version of Man-at-Arms. If you want to pay up, 6.75 inches tall. So yeah, 120, but it'll be nice. So if you're interested in the Hammond Collection, there's 3 more dinosaurs coming. When dinosaurs ruled the earth. I don't talk about this very much, but I want to say this. It's like all the other toy lines are so focused on the 1/12 scale 6-inch figures, and was it the Amber Collection that failed? The Hammond Collection makes way more sense for dinosaurs because you want to have some dinosaurs and some 4-inch figures. I mean, it just really makes better sense, more sense. I see why the other line failed, but it was fun while it lasted, right? But these should be coming out pretty soon. Oh, they're up for pre-order right now at Entertainment Earth, and it is Musaurus, the Ornithologist, the Sinoceratops, and the T-Rex hatching interactive action figure. Biggest joke this last week, Oklahoma's 50th in education, so who cares if your kids get an extra week off because of the snow, right? Thought that was kind of funny, actually. All right, so let's get into this real quick. Dungeons and Dragons 4-inch scale action figure 4-pack, NECA exclusive, NECACon. I missed this when it went up, and it sold out really fast. It's like an SDCC exclusive, and they were $100. Then you pay, I think, $7 shipping. Then you pay like $9 in tech selects. It's almost $120. I bought mine for $130 shipped on eBay like 6 months later or 3 months later. And now they're $60. Oh, I was seeing how many let me add to the cart. 57 units. I'm not buying that. But I did get one. So I'm going to be doing a review on this probably next Retro Wednesday if I get them in time. But $60 at shopwizkids.com. Never heard of it in my life. But you can also order them on eBay at WizKids. eBay. So that's another way to get them. So it's kind of cool to get them for $60. This is awesome because they were never produced before. It'll work with your vintage line, and yes, that shield shooter big dude is significantly larger, just like Ogre King, just like North Lord, just like Young Male Titan, and just like their shield shooters. Just an amazing piece of history. I wish they would go further. I wish NECA would do more. I believe this is unsold stock. I don't think it's another full production run because they said very, very, very limited stock. Then why are they 60 instead of 100? I'm almost tempted to go find a clip of The Wiz! The Wiz! From Seinfeld. I don't remember the episode where dude, like, I guess he had a crown and a cape or something like that. The Wiz. I don't even remember it. I just remember The Wiz. Alright, so this is the CU-28 Build-A-Droid from Droid Factory figure. Found in Ireland at a Disney store in Dublin, Ireland, and this figure will be available to purchase next Friday at February 6th at 8 a.m. That's all that's going on in Star Wars. That's pretty sad. That's really sad. Guess what? I make the news. I create the news when it comes to Star Wars. And let me get into this. Here's Darth Maul from the new Maul Shadow Lord show. And, oh, I guess it might have started. We gotta watch that, I guess. Forgot all about it. I forgot about the news that I'm about to talk about. But I saw this figure comes with a pre-crushed bubble for anybody that's interested. On the pegs there. Yeah, it's... Yeah, I'm not sure how well that's going to do. And since there's the Turtles versus Godzilla, and I don't know a whole lot about that, but that's something seems to be like turtle collectors are into. Star Wars is going to have to share a room. This is things I'm seeing in person now. Reduced. This is now down to $6.99 if you want to get the Super 7 Beast Wars Dinobot. And then let's see if this will just click over. And then this is Toonie Terrors. So if you like the little Halloween costumes, I think this was $10 for 3 of them. But they're not action figures. They're more of just statues. Staction figures, right? I have no idea how somebody got a hold of this picture, but this is a bunch of flags getting boxed up. back in the 80s. And I'm going to leave you with this picture. And let me know what else is going on out there that's really cool in the toy world. I mean, I haven't found much else other than Kathleen. This is Kathleen Kennedy and her stepping down from her role at Lucasfilm. But like and subscribe, and if you, I guess, unsubscribe if you hate me for outing Walmart's scams. Titanium Hanger out.